Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Bobby unleashed, Tripp's discovery, Nicole's bad news for Holly. Days of Our Lives reveal that Holly Jonas' concession will lead Brady Black, Eric Martsolf, Mealy. During the week of April 1st to 5th, Brady will rip into Holly for letting Tate Black suffer for so long and demand that EJ DiMera drop the charges against him ASAP. Tate will indeed score his release from the halfway house, so he pledged to stay down from Holly once he heads home with his parents. Brady and Teresa Donovan wouldn't want Tate to have anything to do with Holly, but he slip into the DiMera manse to lock lips with her soon after. Of course, it may be the last time Holly and Tate can see other for a while, since Nicole will hand down a stern discipline. Holly may be transferred to recovery or at least a stricter academy, since Nicole will be furious over the fallout of her son's bad opinions. Latterly, Leo Howard will make his debut as a Tate recast, so his interpretation will struggle to keep his attention on his Hangish Jewel session with Brady. Tate will worry about the counter-reaction Holly's facing for clearing his name and will pine for her, despite all the warnings he's entered. Over with Paulina Price, she'll get some new test results to determine if there are still any signs of cancer present. Abe Carver will support Paulina and prove he's one of the most devoted misters in Salem. Paulina will end up demanding another medical procedure, but she'll take some time to decompress with Marlena Evans first at small bar. Ava Vitali and Harris Michaels will also spend plenitude of time in bed together before they've a little private date at the bistro. Other days say Xander Cook will dig into the substantiation against him and hope he can prove it's fabricated with Sarah Horton's backing. Once Sarah and Xander come up with some evidence of Xander's innocence, they'll take it to Rafe Hernandez and hope it's enough to get Xander off the hook fully. Next, Chad DiMera will stop by Abigail DiMera's grave and struggle with his feelings, especially now that Clyde Weston is on the run rather of paying for his crimes. In Marlena's office, she'll drink Everett Lynch aka Bobby Stein back for another remedy session. Everett will move forward with hypnotism since Marlena truly thinks it might help pull up some recollections and fill in some blanks regarding the history. Days spoilers say Everett will surely have some kind of flashback and see Commodity Horrible in his mind's eye. It'll lead to Everett discovering some disturbing news to Stephanie Johnson, Abigail Klein, about what he witnessed while he was fascinated. Still, our prognostications suggest hypnotherapy could have some unexpected consequences and bring Bobby's minatory side out to play again. As for Jada Hunter, Elia Cantu, she'll find out her divorce isn't legal and that she's technically still wedded to Bobby. Jada will struggle to believe that's true and will work to prove the divorce is licit, but she may run into some hurdles. Since Stephanie will be doubtful of her future with Everett, she'll get some guidance from Eric Brady, Greg Vaughn, about the path to remission and mending. At Sweet Bits, Johnny DiMera, Carson Boatman, will step up for Chanel DiMera, Raven Bowens, and help with all the redundant work she's covering. Chanel will get some backup in the bakery, but it won't be long until Johnny poses a sizzling distraction. Since Tate is getting his room at the townhouse back, DOOL spoilers say Alex Kyriakis, Robert Scott Wilson, will ask Teresa if she wants to move in with him again. It could lead to Alex surrendering to temptation with Teresa and just throwing Kristen DiMera's Stacey Hayduke plan out the window. Alex really isn't the type to play hard to get, so he may not be suitable to hold out for long. At home, Wendy Shin, Victoria Grace, will show some disquieting signs of PTSD, so Tripp Johnson, Lucas Adams, will make a disturbing discovery. Once Tripp sees just how traumatized Wendy is from the hijacking fire, he'll do whatever he can to support her. At The Spectator, Everett will catch up with Chad and Leo Stark, Greg Rickard, so that'll lead to some updates on Stephen DiMera's, Brandon Barish, arrest and the deal he made to swear against Clyde. Meanwhile, Kate Roberts Brady, Lauren Koslow, will make a oath to Lucas Horton, Brian DiTillo, since she'll plan to fight for his freedom. Lucas wouldn't have to stay at the Friary or get transferred back to Statesville if Kate has anything to say about it. During the week of April 8th to 12th, Stephanie may officially give Everett another chance. That could be a mistake since Bobby is on the verge of resurfacing and wreaking annihilation in Salem. As for Xander, he may celebrate being completely cleared in the Harris disquisition. Xander, Sarah, and Victoria Horton could earn to eventually move on as a family, so let's stopgap they can put this agony behind them. There'll also be some developments regarding Katharina's, Ellie Patricchio's, grim fate in Greece. Day spoilers allude that John Black, Drake Hodgson, will take a trip to Aria at some point, so it could lead to him chancing evidence that he's not responsible. In the meantime, Constantine Meliunis, John Capellos, will keep pulling Maggie Kyriakis, Suzanne Rogers, closer as he works to get his hands on the Kyriakis' fortune. Maggie is getting set up for heartache, but she wouldn't see it coming. Days of Our Lives spoilers say the coming 2 weeks will bring some twists and turns. Chanel's bakery disaster leads to new employee, boss makes risky hire. Days of Our Lives, DOOL, spoilers reveal that Chanel DiMera, Raven Bowens, will supposedly have further business than she can handle during the week of April 1st to 5th. It wouldn't be long until Chanel is drowning in an ocean of orders, so she'll be looking for a life raft. Part of the problem may be all the time out Chanel demanded when Paulina Price, Jackie Harry, while she was in the sanitarium. Paulina's health was understandably the precedence, so Days observers know the bakery had to take a back seat. Still, the demand for sweet bits hasn't break down. The bakery is easily doing relatively well, which is amazing considering the whole anesthetized biscuit failure that Talia Hunter, a Ketra civilian, said in Stir. That seems like a distant memory now since Chanel is dealing so numerous treats on any given day. Day spoilers say Chanel will get way too busy in the coming occurrences, so it could lead to a major sweet bits disaster. Chanel wouldn't have any redundant help, so she'll really be floundering when Johnny DiMera, Carson Boatman, eventually intervenes. DOOL suckers can anticipate Johnny to ride to the deliverance, so Day spoilers say he'll offer his backing and hope Chanel takes him up on it. It sounds like Chanel will agree to make Johnny her new hand, at least on a temporary base. That could be parlous since Johnny obviously wouldn't know what he's doing. It's easy to imagine Johnny making some blunders in the kitchen and getting many orders spectacularly wrong. In other words, Johnny's hire could bring bad news and make effects worse rather or better. That's an adventure Chanel will supposedly decide she's willing to take. There's also the matter of Chanel and Johnny mixing business with pleasure. That could be a terrible idea, particularly for two newlyweds who are still reposing in the afterglow of their marriage. Still, that could be a quick way for them to find that the honeymoon is formally over. If Chanel gets frustrated with Johnny and it causes a fight. Also again, it's also possible that Johnny will actually be a huge help to Chanel and keep effects round at the bakery. Johnny may come through for Chanel when she needs him most and leave her more in love than ever. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Chanel has an extremity ahead of her, so stick with us for updates on Johnny's backing and prognostications on how this arrangement might affect their marriage.